Yeah, good morning, Dat. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. It's good. I'm just checking. And good morning, Trami.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Trami?
I'm pretty good.
Good. Good morning, Nok2. Hello, Nok2.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Nok2?
Good.
Good. And good morning, Viet Ang.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm good.
Good. Good morning, Phung Ling. Hello, Phung Ling.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Phung Ling?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Good. Actually, Phung Ling, your picture and audio very clear today. Very good connection today. Sound good. Can see you very well. Almost like you are next door. Just like you are next, not 1,000 kilometers away. Okay. Good morning, Kang Ling.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm still good. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Oh, how was the Blackpink concert?
Actually, I didn't get any tickets because it's sold out.
Oh, really? Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Sold out.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame. I feel sorry for you. What a shame. Wow, sold out. Sold
Yeah,
out. So yeah, very popular.
yes.
Okay, good morning, Trambao. Trambao, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Seems like last week. Always fine.
5 minutes. Yes. Seems like only 5 minutes since I saw you last. I know. Hello, Fung Ni. Fung Ni.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Fung Ni?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, well, we will get started. Almost everyone is here. Welcome to class. Nice to see you all, as usual. So today, you can't see my background very well because I blurred it, but today I'm talking to you from a cafe in Bangkok. Nice to be able to sit outside, except there are a lot of mosquitoes around. A bit annoying, but never mind. But the connection here seems very good. So I hope you can see and hear me clearly. So before we start, any questions? Any questions? What are we going to do today? We are going to continue with task 1. So remember last week, we looked at writing, or for the last couple of weeks, we've looked at writing the introduction, which is a paraphrase, of course, and we've looked at writing the overview. So we've done that the last couple of weeks. So today, of course, we are going to be looking at writing the next part of the task 1 essay, which is the detailed paragraphs. The detailed paragraphs. Knock two.
Yes.
Okay, Knock 2, can you tell me what POT stands for? Can you remember POT?
Paragraph. Oh,
Close, not paragraph, not
paraphrase.
paragraph.
Paraphrase.
Paraphrase, correct. Paraphrase.
And
O is
paraphrase. Oh, I
not sure. Kang Ling.
not sure.
Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, POT. Kang Ling, POT.
Is a stand for paraphrase.
Yes.
Overview. It is a two detailed paragraph.
Correct. Very good. Okay, do you remember now, Knock 2? You
Yes.
remember now? Yeah, so paraphrase, overview, and 2 detailed paragraphs. Dut, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Dut. So this is the formula, how we remember what to write for task 1. Okay, so remember in task 1, I've told the other students this many times, but for task 1, there are 4 paragraphs you have to write. Okay, and the way we remember what 4 paragraphs to write is that we think of POT, which is an acronym. So each of the letters in the word pot stand for one of the paragraphs in the answer. So as you just heard Kang Ling say, P stands for paraphrase, which is the first paragraph. O is overview, which is the second paragraph. And then we have two detail paragraphs. P-O-T, pot. Does that make sense, Dut? Can you hear me, Dut? Sorry, I can't hear you. Are you talking, Dut? I can't hear you. Can't hear your audio.
Đạt ơi, con chỉnh lại cái mức của con xem nào.
I could before, but I can't now.
Con thử kiểm tra lại xem cái micro. Đã được chưa? Được rồi đấy, ok. Vặn to tiếng lên. Các bạn cố gắng vận hành nhanh một chút nhé. Ok.
Okay, Dut, can you hear me now? No, I still can't hear you talking, Dut. Okay, doesn't matter. We will keep going. We will keep going. So yes, so pot is how we remember which paragraphs to write and in which order. So the first paragraph in writing task 1 is a paraphrase. Is always a paraphrase. The second paragraph is always an overview. And then the next two paragraphs are detailed paragraphs, which we are going to be working on shortly. But first, okay, let me just share the screen with you. Okay, we're going to do the word ladder game, just one, very quickly. Don't want to spend too much time on this because then I have a short test for you. Okay, so just like the other weeks, you are going to give me the answers to this word ladder in chat. In chat. So what we are looking at is going from desk to hall. So hall is our target or destination word. Desk is our starting word. All right. So I will put desk in here. Okay. Nok Kian, can you please start first? Nok Kian, just type your answer into chat. So Nok Kian, Dat, Trami, and Nok Tu. That is the order I'm going in. All right, and you only have 10 seconds, so there's a time limit to make this quick. So can you think of something, Nok Kian?
I have no idea about this word, but
remember, okay, so keep watching, you will learn what to do, okay? Keep watching what everyone else does. Dut, can you remember what to do with this? So remember, hall is our target word. So you need to change desk by one letter. Any word,
Yes.
any word. So please type it into chat. So next is Trami, then Nok Tu, then Viet Ang. Okay, can you think of a word, Dat?
I have no idea.
Okay, Trami. Disc, all right, disc. Thank you, Trami. Good, Nok Tu. Remember, the object of this game is we have to try and get to hall, okay, in as few words as possible. And how we get there, we change one letter each time. Very good, Nok Tu. Excellent. Viet Ang. Viet Ang, then Phung Ling. Okay. Rask is not a word. Sorry, Viet Ang. Rask is not a word. Phung Ling. Phung Ling. Can you think of a word to go after risk, please, Phung Ling? So Phung Ling, Can Ling, Tran Bao, and Phung Ni. That is the order. Phung Ling, a word to follow risk.
No idea.
No idea? Okay. Kang Ling. Kang Ling. Okay, there are many words, of course. Doesn't have to end in a K. Kang Ling, you have changed 2 letters.
Really? Yes.
No, yes, you can only change one. Only change one. Okay, Tran Bao, your turn. Tran Bao, can you think of a word to follow risk, please? Just changing one letter, any letter. Can you think of a word, Tran Bao? If not, just say no idea. Fung Ni, you are next. A word to follow risk.
Sorry, I have no idea.
Okay, Fung Ni, Nok Kien. Nok Kien, any idea?
I have a word already, but I don't know it can use or not.
All right, type it. Okay, type it. I will let you know. Try.
I searched it on the
Okay, remember, if you make a mistake with this, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. At least this is
I don't
trying
know.
thinking.
I'm just don't know.
Okay, type the word, please. Not Kian. Oh, Rick. Rick. Okay. Probably can't use this because this is a name. Okay, a proper noun. So for this game, no names. Okay, no proper nouns. Good try though. Not Kian. Good try. Dat. We're still looking a word to follow risk. Any idea, Dat? Try me, you okay? Try me, you are next. Try me, then knock two. Try me, then knock two.
I think I have no idea.
Okay, everyone has no idea. Very simple. Okay, why don't we just do something like this? Okay, there's one word. There are many. Rise. Rise. Rise means to get up. Rise means to get up. You rise out of bed in the morning. Okay, rise, get up. Okay, knock two. Any idea, knock two?
Oh, I think you changed 2 letters.
Did I change? Did I? Did I really change 2 letters? No, not from risk. I'm looking at risk. Okay, this is the word I'm trying to change. So I've only changed 1 letter from risk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I've turned risk into rise.
I have no idea, teacher.
Okay, no idea. That's fine. Knock two. Viet Ang. Viet Ang. Remember, 10 seconds, everyone. And if you say no idea, that's fine. Okay, Mais, Viet Ang. Good try. Viet Ang, I'm glad you are trying. That is great. Unfortunately, that is not a word by itself. This can be part of a word, but it is not a word on its own. Okay, Fung Ling. Any idea? This seems to be a hard one today. No idea.
Rise.
Rise. Can you turn rise into something else? Raise. No, it is not spelt like that. Not spelt like that. Sorry. Okay. I will give you another clue, everyone, to try and make this a little bit easier. Let me see. Okay, so I have changed rise into rose. I'm sure you all know what a rose is. A rose is a flower, and it is also the past tense of rise. Kang Ling, any idea? One more minute for this. Lose. Good, Kang Ling. Thank you. Tran Bao. Any idea, Tran Bao? Good. Very good, Tram Bao. Fung Ni, then Nok Kian. 1 more minute for this. Last. Very good, Fung Ni. Excellent. Nok Kian. Nok Kian. Cast. Good. Okay. Dut. You want to have a try? Actually, it is 15 minutes. We're doing this nearly 15 minutes. So I think I will bring the game to an end. Don't want to spend too long on this. So how can I get from cast to haul? I will show you. Let me see. I'll type in all the words. Okay. Mast is what you have on a ship. Mast. From mast, I can go to a word like this. Malt. All right. Malt. Malt is a flavoring that you put in a drink like whiskey. Remember, the idea of this word ladder game is that you learn new vocabulary all the time. So malt. Malt is a flavoring that goes into whiskey. Malt whiskey. You often hear this collocation, malt whiskey. From malt, I can go to... Can anyone tell me what I can go from malt to? Trami, can you tell me? What is the next letter? Yes, thank you, Trami. Okay, and then from mall, I can go to the destination word, of course, which is haul. Okay, so that is how that one works. Okay, thank you for trying, everyone. I know it's a little bit difficult, but like I say, it's a way to learn some new vocabulary. All right, so staying with chat, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share with you by the way, any of those words you weren't sure about, it will be good if you can write them down and maybe look them up later. Okay, to add to your vocabulary. This is why we play this game, just to add words to your vocabulary all the time. And short words too, not difficult words. Okay, so now we're going to do a test. So this is a test. You should all be able to answer these questions now. All right. Oh, one of these words is misspelt. Approximate. Better. Okay, everyone. So we have a 9-question test. Okay, a 9-question test, which should be very easy for all of you. And this test, though, will show me that you all understand how to read these graphs. So what I want you to do now is answer for me in chat each of these questions, okay? Please put 1 and then the answer, then put 2 and then the answer, 3 and the answer, okay? 4, then the answer. Okay, and please just send it to me in chat, not to everyone. I don't want everyone to look at each other's answers. That would make it too easy. So please, and you can start anytime you like, please. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes for this. Are there any questions about what I want you to do? So I just want you to send me the answers to each of these questions in chat. But address your chat just to me, not to everyone, so I can see your answer. So do all 9 questions first, then send me the answer. Okay, not one at a time. So please do all 9 questions. Hang Ling, does this make sense to you, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Dut, does this make sense to you, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, good. So remember, I just want the answer, okay? I want you just to put type in 1, and then what does the chart show? Okay, and please, Fung Ni, can you send me all the answers at once? Will be easy for me to mark. So please don't send them one at a time. Okay, same for you, Nokian. Okay, please send me all the answers at once, not one at a time. So what I mean is, please don't send me 1, then send me 2, then send me 3. Send me all 9 together. So you'll probably have to write this down, write the answers down, then send it to me. And if anyone is not sure what you are supposed to be doing, please tell me.
I can't see the 8 and 9 question. Can you show me?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see. Thank you, Kang Leng.
Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully you can, everyone, you can still see the graph.
Sorry, teacher, I cannot see all the graph.
You cannot see all the graph. Okay, maybe I'm going to have to make the document a little bit smaller. Okay, Fung Ni, can you see all of it now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And Fung Ni, can you still read the questions?
Yes, I can read all.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, 5 more minutes, everyone. So I'm sure you can all see, apart from question 1, all the other questions are just one-word answers. Mostly one-word answers. Okay, thank you, Trami. I've got yours. Okay, so I've got Trami. I've got, who else have I got? Hang Ling, thank you. All right, Kang Ling, I can see. Fung Ni, thank you. I can see yours. Fung Ling, I can see yours, thank you. Tran Bao, I can see yours, thank you. Bao Ling, I can see yours, thank you. Okay, just a couple of more minutes, everyone. A couple of more minutes to finish this test. Okay, Viet Ang, I can see yours, but it's not complete. I need answers to all the 9 questions, please, if you have time. Okay, less than 2 minutes for the rest of you. Knock 2, how are you getting on? Okay, thank you, Knock 2. Dat, how are you getting on? Have you almost finished Dat? And
Yes.
okay, so please send it to me. And Nok Kian, just waiting for you.
Oh, teacher, I have sent it already.
Okay. Sorry, Nok Kian? Have you sent yours already?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now. Thank you, Nok Kian. Okay, Dat. Just waiting for you, please. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dat. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So what I will do is I'm going to give you another exercise shortly. And while you are doing that, I will mark this one and let you know the results at the end of the lesson. All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay. All right, so you should be able to see the graph now. I will just go down here to get to the correct graph. So I'm sure you remember this from last week. In fact, from the last 2 weeks. So what we have done the last couple of weeks is looked at the introduction, okay, which is the first paragraph, and also the second paragraph, which is the overview. And the overview, I will remind you, is the most important paragraph. This is the one you get the most marks for. So this one must be correct. So you can see here, I have written a sample answer. A sample answer for the introduction and the overview. So remember, this is a paraphrase. So again, I will quickly review with you what I have done. So this is the title of the graph. Remember, the graph shows the number of shops that closed and the number of new shops that opened. So I've said the graph illustrates. Okay, so I've used illustrates instead of shows. Instead of saying the number of shops that open and the number of shops that closed, I've just simplified that to the number of shop closures and openings. Okay, I've made that a shorter sentence. Instead of saying in one country, I have said in one nation. And instead of saying between 2011 and 2018, I've just made that a little bit more formal. I've said in the period between 2011 to 2018. So Tran Bao, does this make sense to you?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Okay. So this, as I say, this is my answer, my sample answer. So you can see hopefully how I have paraphrased it by just changing some of the keywords. You can't change all the words for a paraphrase, of course, but you just change 3 or 4. And I've also just changed the sentences a little bit. Sorry, the words in the sentences. So that is how I've paraphrased the introduction. This is my overview paragraph. So remember, overview paragraphs always start with, it can be clearly seen, or what is the other word? Feng ni. Feng ni. What is the other word that an overview paragraph can always start with?
It's overall.
Correct. Thank you, Feng ni. Okay, so remember, please, you must start your overview paragraph with one of these 2 ways. You either say overall or it can be clearly seen. That's all you have to remember. So it's very easy. You only have to remember 2 ways of doing this, overall or it can be clearly seen. So for this overview, I have chosen it can be clearly seen that the number of shop closures, okay, so we're looking at this line here, shop closures, okay, plunged dramatically. So plunged, in case you are not familiar with this word, plunged means to fall very quickly, very suddenly. Plunged. This word here, plunged, just means to fall. I could also have said fell or any number of other synonyms. Doesn't have to be plunged, but I have chosen plunged. But there are other words you could use instead of plunged. But plunged, this is how it is pronounced, plunged, just means to fall very quickly. And I've also used this for added emphasis. I've used this adjective dramatically. I could also have used a word like quickly, suddenly, fast, but I have chosen dramatically. But again, there are many synonyms you can use here. But just to describe what is happening with this line. It plunged dramatically in 2015 before returning to more normal levels in 2016. So I've said more normal levels because it's not quite to normal levels, okay? Not quite as high, but to more normal levels. I could also have said to returning close to normal levels in 2016. Okay, so question here. Feng Ling. Okay, Feng Ling, looking at my overview, what haven't I put in? What is not there, Feng Ling? Can you tell me What is
Not
missing?
here.
Yeah, what haven't I put in the overview? And I don't need to do this, okay? But I've left something out. What is it? Can you see? Looking at the graph, I have left something out. Can you guess? Little bit.
Number. I mean.
Sorry, Feng Ling. Sorry, what did you say?
Details.
Yes, thank you, Feng Ling. Correct. You will notice, everyone, I haven't put any numbers in, no figures. For your overview paragraph, you don't need to put in any figures, no figures. The figures are for your detail paragraph, which are coming next. Okay, but for the overview paragraph, all you are doing is just a summary. So you don't need to have any figures. The only figures I put in are the dates. I do need to put in the dates when things happened, but I haven't put in any other figures. And for an overview, you don't need to do this. No figures. All right, so please remember this. Number one, start your overview paragraph with overall, or it can be clearly seen. Number two, no figures. Just dates if you need them. Just dates. Good. Thank you, Feng Ling. So you can see the two most important things I have decided are in this graph are this, okay, it plunged dramatically, and the other thing, also at the beginning of the period shown, this is the period shown, these 7 years, okay, shop openings were higher than shop closures here. At the beginning, shop openings are higher, but by 2018, the opposite was true. The opposite was true. Dat, does this make sense to you, what I have written? Does this make sense, Dat? So in my overview, I've written about two things. The first thing is that in 2015, there was a dramatic drop in shop closures. Okay, that is the first thing. The second thing I've written about was that at the beginning in 2011, there were more shop openings than shop closures, but by 2018, that position was reversed. That position was the opposite. Does that make sense, Dat?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so those are what I think are the two most important things for the overview, and that is what I've written about. So you can see the overview is very simple, only 2 sentences, only 2 sentences. So the next step, and what you are going to do now is analyze for your detail paragraphs. And because you have 2 detail paragraphs, it's very easy to work out what is going to go into each paragraph. Okay, well, I think it's very easy to work out. Knock 2.
Yes.
Okay, knock 2. What do you, in our first detail paragraph, okay, which is going to be the 3rd paragraph of our essay. So our first detail paragraph, what shall we look at? We are going to look at.
Well, I don't know.
Not sure. Okay, that's fine. Tran Bao.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Tran Bao. In our first detail paragraph, what should we look at? Can you tell me?
The line.
The line. Which line? Yes, which line?
Top line, the closures and the opening.
Almost the correct answer. Almost, Tran Bao. You're on the right track. Bao Ling.
Yeah.
Okay, Bao Ling, what are we going to look at in our first detail paragraph?
I think we will look at the lowest point of the closure.
Yeah, and what line is that? What line?
The closure line.
Correct. Good. Okay. So everyone, for the first detail paragraph, we are going to look at closures. Okay. This is very easy. Very easy. We spend 1 paragraph looking at what happens to shop closures, which means Tra me, in our second detailed paragraph, or paragraph number 4, what are we going to look at?
The opening line.
Correct. Thank you. Okay. So like I say, very simple. In our third paragraph, or detail paragraph number 1, we are just going to look at what happens with this line, which is the closure line. In our second detail paragraph, all we do is we look at what's happened with the opening line. Okay, very simple. Remember, please, these questions are not that hard once you understand the structure. So I'm spending a little bit of time on the structure just to make sure you all understand this. Once you understand how the structure works and how to read the graph, then it becomes a lot easier to be able to write about it. And please, everyone, remember, a task 1 essay at the end doesn't have a what, Phung Ni? Phung Ni?
Yes.
At the end of a task 1 essay, what does it not have?
I think it's opinion.
Not opinion, begins with the letter C. Begins with the letter C. Okay, Viet Ang, can you tell me? Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
At the end of a task 1 essay, what do you not have? You don't need to do this for a task 1 essay. Something that begins with the letter C. Which you do need, by the way, in a task 2 essay. In a task 2 essay, you do need this. In a task 1 essay, you don't need this. What is it?
I don't remember it.
Okay. Dat, you are not. Can you guess? I know you haven't done this before with me. Dat, can you guess or not?
I
Not sure.
No
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Not Kian, can you guess? What do I not need at the end of a task 1 essay? Begins with the letter C.
Hmm.
Can you guess or not? Okay, Phung Ling. Phung Ling.
No, I guess not.
Okay, Phung Ling. Sorry, Phung Ling, I couldn't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Do you know the word, Phung Ling? What do we not need at the end of a task 1 essay?
Not need.
Yeah, what do we not need? We don't need this thing. Begins with the letter C.
The
Not sure. Okay, Kang Ling. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Yes. Do you know the answer, Kang Ling? What do we not need at the end of this essay?
That is a conclusion.
Correct. Thank you. Yes, you are right, Kang Ling. So please, everyone, at the end of a task 1 essay, you do not need a conclusion. You don't need to write any summary, which is what a conclusion usually is. For a task 2 essay, yes, you do need a conclusion. A task 1 essay, no, you don't need to write any conclusion. All you need to do is write 2 detailed paragraphs. And again, I will keep telling you this over and over again. Remember, POT is the structure. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraphs. That is all. No conclusion. No conclusion. All right.
Question.
Yes. Yes, Kang.
Other 2 detailed paragraph. In the paragraph 1, we will talk about the closures, and the next one is about the openings.
Yes.
So can we just compare them in the paragraph?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But where can I compare the inner
Okay. Okay. I was going to get to this a little bit later on, but because you asked, I will tell you now. Okay. Okay. So what you are going to do, and what you're going to do for me, all going to do for me now, by the way, and while I'm marking your test that you did earlier, what you will do, Kang Ling, is you will look at the closures, okay, in detail paragraph 1. So you would say something like, well, in 2011, there were about 6,500 shop closures, okay? About. All right. And it stayed this way for the next 4 years. Then it dropped dramatically in 2015, and then it came up again in 2016. Okay, that's what you are basically saying in your detail paragraph. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, then you would say, in comparison. So you might start your detail 2 paragraph by saying in comparison. Does that make sense?
So we write in comparisons and
Yes,
describe the opening.
Yes, correct. That is how you do it.
So that is a complete. But in the topic, it's right that make comparison. So we have to compare it.
Correct.
But,
so in your so you do it in your second detail paragraph. Okay. In your second one. So in your first detail paragraph, all you are doing is describing what happened with closures, okay, between 2011 and 2018. Okay, but in your second detail paragraph, you are looking at openings, and you are also comparing what happened. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so like I said, you could start your second detail paragraph with the phrase in comparison. In 2011, shop openings were much greater. But how many years is this? 7 years later, shop openings were much less. And maybe then you would quote some figures. Does this make sense? For example, in 2018, shop openings were 3,000, but shop closures were more than 5,000. Does this now make sense, Kangling? So
yes.
this is how you are answering, okay, the comparison part of the question, okay, in your second paragraph, the second detail paragraph. All right, and actually, Kangling, you have reminded me of another good point. Please remember that these graphs, they are a little bit hard to read in detail. So please don't waste time trying to work out, oh, is this 5,100 or is this 5,200 or is it 5,250? Doesn't matter, okay? You just say more than 5,000. This one is more than 5,000. This one is 5,000. This one is more than 5,000. This one looks less than 4,000. That's all you have to say. So please don't waste time trying to work out an exact number for each of these. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, just as long as you say something like more than, less than, about. That's all you need to say. Does that make sense, Kangling? Great. Okay. All right, everyone. So what I'm going to get you to do now, so I'm going to share the link with you. As usual, I want you to write detail paragraph number 1. Now, this is probably going to be about 2, no more than 3 sentences. Remember, the overall number of words for writing task 1 are not 2.
Yes.
How many words for writing task 1? How many words in total? About?
1.
Yeah.
100 or 200?
No, I have to be more precise than that. Tran Bao.
Yes, I'm here.
How many words for writing task 1?
115.
Correct, everyone. So please remember this. Okay, knock 2, 150. About 150, always. Always about 150. Okay. And certainly nothing like 200. 200 is too many. So about 150 words. All right. So, which means for each of the detail paragraphs, you only need to write 2 or 3 sentences. So what you are now going to write for me is detail paragraph number 1, and you are going to describe what happens with shop closures over this period of time, all right, in 2 or 3 sentences. So, okay. Now, you might be wondering, how do I start this? Okay, you start by just saying in 2011 or between 2011 and 2014. That's how you start. You go straight into the paragraph by giving a date. In 2011, shop closures were more than 6,000. Or between 2011 and 2014, shop closures averaged about 6,500. I can see that straight away. So are there any questions? What I want you to do, I want you to describe in detail, because that's what a detailed paragraph is. I want you to describe what happens with this line over these 7 years. Are there any questions about that? All right, so I'm going to share the link. In just a moment, once I find the right thing to push. Okay, here we go. Going to share the link with you in chat. All right, so everyone, please click on the link, then go into the document and please write, okay, where you were writing before. So you can see, okay, you should be able to see all your names in the document. Just continue to write. Continue to write. Okay, so paragraph number 1, all I want, okay, 2 or 3 sentences describing what happens with shop closures. Are there any questions? Okay, everyone, please start writing. You have 10 minutes to do this, 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to mark your test. But please interrupt me and ask me any questions if you are not sure about something. And as I said before, the way to start paragraph 1 is to start straight into using a date. In 2011 or between 2011 and 2014, something like that. That's how you start. All right, so I'll just look at these in the order I can see them. Not Kian.
And yes, teacher.
Hi, Nokian. So where did you start from? From
From
2011, 2014. Is that your first sentence?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nokian. So, Nokian, what you need to look at here is at the moment, we're not comparing. Okay. We're just looking at shop closures. Okay. So what you should be saying, between 2011 and 2014, shop closures averaged about 6,500. Does that make sense, not Kian?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so you can see 6,500 here is about the average. So that is the first thing you need to say. All right. Then, of course, you talk about this big drop in 2015. And then, okay, and you need to quote figures. Okay. So you say then in 2014, it dropped from about 6,500, okay, to about, what would you say this figure is here, not Kian? What would you call this number?
A big drop.
About, yeah, but about, what is the number?
About
don't have to think too hard about this. About what? What does it look like? About
500.
Yeah, about 500. Okay, close enough. Okay, close enough. Remember, this sort of graph, where it's a little bit hard to read, you don't have to be too accurate. Okay, just about is fine. So it looks like about 500. All right, and then it rose again very suddenly. Okay, what is this number here? Not Kian?
More than 5,000.
Yeah, correct. Rose to more than 5,000. Correct. Okay, that is correct. Okay, and it stayed that way for how long? How long did it stay at about?
2 years.
How many? 2 years. Good. Okay, so that is what you are writing about. All right. Does that make sense?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, so that is all what you need to write about. Thank you, Nokian. Okay, Tran Bao. Okay. So your paragraph starts here, Tran Bao?
Yes.
Okay, in 2011, 2012. Number of shops that opened decreased. Good. That's good. Decreased. Very good. From about 8,000 to 9,000 to below 4,000. Okay, so this part of the sentence doesn't quite make sense in English. And also the number of shops that opened. So remember, paragraph 1, we're supposed to be looking at shop closures. Okay? Tramba, we're looking at this line.
Yes.
Okay, not shop openings. All right, so you have written about shop openings. So remember before we talked about in paragraph number 1, detail paragraph number 1, we are looking at shop closures. All right, so you need to write about that, not the shop openings. This is for paragraph 2. Okay. Okay, so you need to save this, all of this for paragraph 2, all right? So next time when we get to write about this, you need to write about paragraph, the closures, okay? Paragraph 1. Does that make sense, Tran Bao?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, all right. And one more thing with these figures, okay, you just write, you don't need to write 2 sets of figures like this. Okay, just write decreased from about. What is it? How would you describe this number here?
Above.
About what? About. So you about how many? About
8,000 and 9,000.
No, about
Okay.
8,500. 8,500 is how you say it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That is easier and better in English. So just say, so don't say about 8 to 9,000. Okay. Just say about 8,500 is quicker. All right.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So this is about 8,500 or 8,500 means the same. 8,500 or 8,500. Okay. I'm going to look at knock 2. Can you hear me, knock 2?
Yeah.
Okay, just looking at you between 2011, 2014, the chart. Okay, the chart begins at about 6,500. The number of shop closures fluctuated. All right, I'm going to correct your whole sentence, okay? Knock 2?
Yes.
Look at this. Okay, can you see what I've written?
I can see.
Good. Okay, so this is how to say what you are saying here better. Okay, so I'm taking all of this, okay, and I'm changing it into this. All right, it's good you choose this word. That's a good word, but this is how you use it. Between 2011 and 2014, the number of shop closures fluctuated between what? Knock 2. What numbers? Between
100, 1,000 units.
Yeah, how many shop closures were there? The number fluctuated between what?
1,000.
Not 1,000. 1,000 is here. What is this number?
6,000 and
Correct. And
7,000.
correct. Good. Okay, so that's all you need to write. Okay. The number of shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 and 7,000. Oops, 700. Okay, so I can get rid of all of this. Okay. Okay, all of this can go. I'm going to delete it. All right. So
Yes.
this is how you say it. Between 2011 and 2014, the number of shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 and 7,000. So that is much simpler and much more accurate. Does that make sense, what I have done?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Okay, so you can see between 2011 2014, shop closures fluctuated, went up and down between 6 and 7,000. All right, then what have you written? In 2015, okay, instead of saying the chart, okay, what are we looking at, knock 2? We're not looking at the chart. We are looking at, what's this?
The
Closures, yeah. Shop closures. We are looking at shop closures, which means the number of shops that closed. Okay, so we're not looking so much at the chart. We are looking at what the chart is describing, which is shop closures.
Yes.
Okay, number of shop closures. All right, this should be fell. Okay, remember fall fall is present tense. We are looking at the past, okay? So it must be past tense. So this must be fell. Fell down dramatically from 6,000 to less than 1,000. And so if you're going to use, of course, you are talking about more than one shop. Okay, so if you're going to use the word unit, it must be units, plural.
Yes.
Okay, and rose again to more fire. Okay, so you are on the right track, knock two. You are on the right track. But just remember, always KIS, keep it simple.
Yes, I understand.
Right, keep it very simple. So again, what I said here was between 2011, 2014, shop closures fluctuated, and that's good to use that word. That's the ideal word. Okay, between 6,000 and 7,000. Then it fell to about 500 in 2015 before rising again quickly by 2016 to more than 5,000. Okay, that's all you need to say. Okay, very simple. Okay. Knock two, Viet Ang. Can you hear me, Viet Ang?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Firstly, the number of shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 and 7,000. Okay. Usually Viet Ang in English, in an essay like this, instead of using that dash, you would use the word like this. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see that, Viet Ang? Firstly, the number of shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 to 7,000. Okay, is better for an essay. Better to use the word to. From 2011, 2014, but in 2015, shop closures had a big drop from six. Good. Okay, this is good, Viet Ang. You have described it correctly. 1 year later, okay, closures decreased. Okay, so closures, 1 year later, closures didn't decrease, okay, they increased. All right. Okay, so the closures increased.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Viet Ang, they increased, not decreased. Decreased means go down. The closures went up, increased. Closures increased, okay, to about 5,000 in 2018. All right, and that, okay. So that was all you needed for this paragraph, Viet Ang, okay? This one here is going to be your next paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, so remember each paragraph doesn't have to be very long. So you've already done the closure paragraph, but sorry, the opening paragraph. But for the one about openings, we need to start doing some comparison, but we will look at that next week. But you have the right information, Viet Ang, for this paragraph about the closure line. So that's good. Okay, Bao Ling. Hello, Bao Ling. Bao Ling, can you hear me?
Yes, my connection.
Okay, it's cutting in and out a wee bit. I can hear you now. Okay, this is good. So you've done both paragraphs as well, Bao Ling. Very good. That's fine. I only needed you to do one, but that's fine. If you've done both, that's fine. 2011, the number of store closures fluctuated. Okay. All right. This word here, not about, Bao Ling. Do you know what it should be? Not about. Begins with B. B.
B.
Yeah. This, not about. Another word. Begins with B.
I forgot the word.
All right. What
Like,
what word am I going to write?
By.
No. Can you guess now? Look.
Between.
Yes, between. Okay, that's the word you need. Between. Between is the correct word. Fluctuated. Okay, so and this one here is not quite correct. So between it should say between 2011, okay, which is here, and here, and 2014. Between 2011 and 2014, the number of shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 to 7,000. Okay, that's what you need to say. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for being patient with this. I know it takes a little while to go through everyone's essay, but I want to make sure everyone understands. Okay, I want to look personally at what everyone is doing. So fluctuated between 6,000 to 7,000 shops. Okay, so you need to say between 2011 and 2014. All right, then you need to talk about the significant drop. It had a significant drop in 2015. So you just say, you don't need to say to the lowest point in this part of your sentence. So you can just say something like, in 2014, it had a significant drop to a low point of about 600 shops. Does that make sense, Bowling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then you say, instead of saying nevertheless is not quite right. You would need to say then. Then. Then meaning what happened next. Nevertheless is a word you use to say something that is happening at the same time. We need to say what is going to happen next. So we use the word then. Then the number rose significantly. Okay, the rest of that sentence is fine, Bowling. Phung Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Phung Ni, let's have a look. Can you hear me, Phung Ni?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
hear.
good. Okay, good. In 2011, there were 6,200. Again, don't need to be too exact, okay? Just say about, okay? So don't worry about being too precise. And in fact, don't need this number at all. So can take all this out, Phung Ni. Oops. Like that. In 2011, okay, in 2011 to 2014 is what you need to say. Okay, does that make sense, Phung Ni?
Yes.
In 2011 to 2014 or between 2011 to 2014. Shop closes fluctuated between 6,000 and 7,000. Okay. This number rose to 7,000. Okay, you could say to just over 7,000 in 2013, which, remember, past tense, Phung Ni. So what should this be? Past tense. So this should be was, correct. Okay, remember we're looking at 2013, past tense, which was the highest number of shop closures. Dropped rapidly to the lowest point, just below 700 shops. The quantity of shop closures jumped again. Okay, the rest of that is fine, Phung Ni. All right. I wouldn't say quantity. Better to use in this case, better to say number or amount. Okay. Quantity and shop closures do not quite go together. So the collocation should be number or amount. Okay. Okay, Phung Ni?
Yes.
Okay, any questions, Phung Ni?
No, thank you.
Okay, Trami.
Yes.
Okay, Trami, let's have a look here. All right. So remember paragraphs, please, Trami. Okay. Remember to leave a space. You must leave a space. All right. In 2011, around 6,500 shops closed. This number witnessed a decline to 6,000 shops closing. That's not correct, Trami. Okay. This number witnessed a decline. Let's have a look. Or tell me if it is. What are you describing for me? Oh, I see. Okay. I see. So you're saying around 6,500 in 2011, correct? And then you're saying it declined to about
6,000
in 2012. Okay, sorry, I see what you're trying to say. Okay, I understand. All right. Because we only have about 3 sentences, Trami, best not to use too much detail. All right. Otherwise, it will take too long and you will have too many words. All right. So as I was saying to the others, we really need to divide shop closures into 3 different periods. All right. So this is period number 1. All right. This is going to be period number 2. And this, of course, is period number 3. So we just need a sentence saying what happened here. So off the top of your head, try me. I know you can do this. Off the top of your head, what happens here in period 1?
It fluctuated
Correct. Between
2011 and 2014.
Yeah. And how many closures? Fluctuated between
6
yes
500,000 to between 600,000 to around nearly 7,000.
Okay, close. Okay, not bad for the top of your head. I will just correct that slightly, Trami. So what you will say is between 2011 and 2014, shop closures fluctuated between about 6,000 and about 7,000. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
That's how you say it. So this is your first sentence. Okay, and then you are finished with this part. Okay, so don't need to describe what happens in every year. Okay, you don't have time.
Yes.
Okay, so just describe, nothing much really happens here. Okay, this is the important part. Okay, so here it just fluctuates between 6,000 and 7,000. Then in 2015, what have you written for me, Trami? You have written, sorry, just go back down to where you are. Okay, all right, so you can change all of this needs to be changed to just that simple sentence I described to you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, in 2015, this figure, okay, so you need to use words like I did before to say that it fell, how quickly it fell. So remember, I use the word dramatically, but there are other words you can use as well. Okay, so instead of saying this figure hit a lowest point, so you need to say this figure fell very suddenly. Okay, so
Yes.
you need some adjective in there to describe how quickly it happened. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, to under 1,000 shops in 2015. Okay, the rest of that is fine. However, the closed shops, and again, as I was saying to Fung Ni, I think you can't talk about the quantity of shops. Okay, that's not the correct collocation. You talk about a number of shops or you talk about an amount of shops. Okay, not a quantity of shops. You might talk about something like a quantity of eggs. Okay, but not shops. So number or amount. Okay, it didn't rise after the next 3 years. Also, it rose in how many years? 1 year. Okay, so it rose in 1 year and then remained steady at about 5,000 for the next how many years?
Next 3 years.
Correct. Okay, and that's all you need to write. Okay, does that make sense, Trami? So what you have done too much detail. Don't need it. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so just remember in summary, looking at this part of the closures, okay, this part of the closures and this part, okay, gives you 3 sentences, 3 simple sentences. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Again, everyone else, thank you for being patient while I am doing this with everyone. Okay, Fung Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Fung Ling.
I'm
Where are
here.
you? I can hear you. I can't see you. Why can't I see you?
Oh.
Have you got your
Can you
camera
see me?
on? Fung Ling, Fung Ling, Fung Ling. Where are you? I'll keep looking for you.
Here.
Where are you? I'm trying to see you
See
in
me now?
my. Can I see? Yes, I can see you now. Great, thank you. Okay, Fung Ling. All right. Again, too much detail, Fung Ling. Okay, too much. Okay, so your English is okay, Feng Ling. Okay, your English is okay, but too much detail. So again, going back up to the graph. Okay, as I was saying to Trami, okay, we just need to look at the 3 separate periods of the closures. Okay, the 3 most interesting periods. This is the first one here. All right, between 2011 and 2014. Okay, shop closures fluctuated between 6 and 7,000. All right.
Yes.
That is your first sentence. That's all you need to say. In 2015, okay, shop closures fell suddenly or dramatically or quickly to a low point of about how many? About.
600.
Yeah, about 600, about 500. Not important, okay? About. All right. Then what happened? So, okay, this is our second sentence. Then in our third sentence, what happens next? In 2016,
Increase.
okay, shop closures increased
Yes.
again
Increase again.
to about
5,000.
yeah, or to about 5,000. Close enough. To about 5,000. Okay, and remained stable or remained steady for the next how many years?
3 years.
Okay. 2 years, I think. 2016, 2018. Okay, 2 years. Okay, does that make sense, Feng Ling?
Yes.
So that is all you need to write about. That is all. Okay, so your English was okay, but too much detail. Only needed to describe this, this, and this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. So remember KIS, Feng Ling. What does it mean? KIS. When I say yes, keep it simple. Yes, keep it simple. Kiss, keep it simple. Always keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ling. All right, Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, what have you done during the first 4 periods? Okay, better to say years. Okay, not periods.
Okay.
All right, periods can mean a number of years. Okay, so for this, better to be more precise. Okay, and use years instead of periods. During the first 4 years, number of closures fluctuated between 6 and 7,000 is correct. However, in 2015, those things decreased sharply. All right, to a. All right, again, keeping it simple.
Okay.
Okay, to a low point, not with. Okay.
Okay.
Decreased sharply to a low point of only about 700. All right, is correct English. All right. All right. Now, you've got over the next 3 years, the number rose. Okay. It didn't happen over 3 years, Kang Ling. Okay. It happened over 1 year. In the next year, it rose.
Yes, it's
okay.
one.
So not if you say over the next 3 years, it makes it look like the graph does this. Okay.
I got it.
Okay. It happened over only 1 year.
Maybe
Over the next year, it rose to about 5,000. Okay, and remained steady for the next 2 years, 2016 to 2018. Okay, so that's what you need to write about.
Okay.
Okay, and just one thing to correct about your English very quickly, then I will look at you, Dat. The number rose seriously is not the right adjective. Seriously is something serious. The number rose dramatically is correct. Okay, dramatically and seriously are not exact synonyms.
Okay.
Okay, so just have to be careful with some of your synonyms. Okay, so dramatically or suddenly or sharply. Okay.
Yes.
Are all better synonyms, not seriously. Okay, stayed at this level until the period ended. Okay, this bit is fine. Okay, Kang Ling, any questions?
No.
Okay, and finally, Dut. Can you hear me, Dut?
Yes.
Okay, Dut. Between 2011 and 2014, the number of shop closures. Okay. All right, the S goes here, not on shops. Shop closures fluctuated between 6,000 and 7,000, but it can be clearly seen in 2015 there was a dramatic drop to, I just changed the order of your words, Stat, to below. So this is the order of the words, okay? To below at least 1,000, okay? But in fact, it's more than that. So it actually went to below about 500, didn't it? About.
Yes.
Is more correct. But what you've written is okay. Okay, you've still analyzed the graph correctly. That is the main thing. However, in the following years, 2018's shop closures rose quickly. Okay, I think again, same as I was saying to Kang Ling. Same as I was saying to her, you need to say the shop closures rose dramatically here in 1 year. Okay, Dad? Shop closures
Yes.
rose dramatically in what is another way of saying 1 year, Dad? 12 what? 12.
A year.
No, it's saying instead of saying 1 year, Kang Ling. I know you are listening. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Instead of saying 1 year, you can say 12 what?
12 what?
12 what? Instead of saying 1 year, try me.
Yes.
Okay, instead of saying 1 year, I can say 12. What is the word? What is the
12
word?
months.
Yes, 12 months, everyone. 12 months. 1 year and 12 months are the same. Okay, you can say over, if you want to just show that you know another way of saying the word year, you say over the next 12 months, it rose dramatically to about 5,000 and stayed that way for the next 2 years. Okay, Dut?
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you, everyone. It's 12 o'clock. So that is the end of the lesson for today. I will stop sharing so I can see you all. All right, everyone. So I didn't actually get the chance to finish marking everyone's test. I will mark that shortly and I will tell you the results next week of your test. Okay, and also give you the correct answers. I've looked at about half of them. Some of the answers aren't correct. So I can see I need to explain that a little bit more. But that's good. It gives me an idea of where you are. So any questions before we finish? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, everyone. Thank you again for paying attention. Next week, okay, we will do one more week on this graph. We will do, I think you did it already, Fung Ling, but we will do detail paragraph number 2 next week, okay, is what we will focus on. So hopefully, again, I will just summarize detail paragraph number 1, okay? You needed to look at the period between, what was it, 2011 and 2014, when the graph fluctuated just a bit. Okay, your next sentence, you needed to look at 2015 when it dropped or plunged or fell dramatically or suddenly, not seriously, Kang Ling. Okay, it fell dramatically or suddenly. Don't worry, Kang Ling, don't worry. This is why you come to class. Okay, so you can learn this. All right, okay, it fell dramatically 2015. Then in the next 12 months or 1 year, it rose again to about, what was it, 5,000, and it remained stable for the next 2 years. Okay, so that was detail paragraph number 1. Next week, we will look at detail paragraph number 2. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday and that you have a very happy week. And I look forward to seeing your happy, smiling faces again next Sunday. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.